Here. Here. Taylor, just sit right here, sit honey. You sit right here. Okay. Thank you.
Friday, ladies and gentlemen of the media, we have with us from Madonna, head coach George Vargo, players Evan Bone, Anthony Maceo, Matt Amesmeyer. Coach, just some opening thoughts and I'll get the questions.
Hi, good evening, and thank you for allowing us to share some of our thoughts with you after the ball game. Let's first talk about James Monroe. Damn, they're good. They're good. They're a good basketball team. They got some good players. It just wasn't our night tonight. It just wasn't our night. You know, we shot poorly. You know, we shoot 30%. Not going to win too many ball games. But that doesn't define these gentlemen up here with me. You know, we got beat tonight. Yes, we got beat. But we had a heck of a good season. We won the sectional, won the regional, and it took us a long time to get back down here. I'm very proud of our team. I'm proud of our community. I'm proud of our sixth man, which is our student body. And I thank you guys for covering us. And my hat's off to Matt, Anthony, and our big man Bone. He's the guy that carried us all year. And sometimes things don't go the way you want them. And that's called adversity. And hopefully these young men will learn something about sports, that sometimes things go bad in the workforce. And hopefully you guys will understand that you got to just rebound and regroup and focus, and hopefully the next day is a better day.
Questions? George, how's it feel knowing that after a poor first half, you guys came out and played with them really for large stretches of your varsity basically the whole time they were in?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Like I said, I'm proud of them. You know, you guys been around this sport long enough. Sometimes there's a lid on that rim and nothing's going to fall. And that's the way it was in the first half for us. Nothing would fall, nothing went in, and they kind of set the tone for the game. They came out the second half, they didn't die, they played hard, and that's all you can ask as a coach, is that your team plays hard for you.
Most rebounding totals stick out, especially there in the first 4 or 5 minutes or so. I think they grabbed about 6 offensive boards and they were rebounding you and 13-6. So what did you kind of see there? Just positioning, or what was kind of the story?
What I seen there, we were in trouble. We were in trouble. You can't control the boards, bad things are going to happen. And James Monroe controlled the boards for the first quarter, and as you see, bad things happen.
George, of your primary concerns coming into the game, did they kind of live up to what you thought, just in terms of the way they played pace-wise?
Yeah, our concerns was Eli, and was a savage boy, and then what's his name? Number Z, Burt boy. I think he hit 3 threes out of a couple possessions there. We knew that may happen, but we were trying to put emphasis on 2 of their players, take them out of their rhythm. But like you said, the rebounding. It was the rebounding that really defined the first half.
Evan, you got the ball a lot early inside. It seemed like they always had multiple guys ready right on you. Just had, what did that do you, and how did you kind of work through that?
Well, the double came from the backside block a lot. I found Luka Muzzy a lot, but a lot of our shots were falling, and it just killed us in the beginning. We went down 14-1. Kind of hurt us.
For any of the players, did it take any sort of adjusting to shoot here? Obviously, it's a much different venue than what you're accustomed to playing at. Did you feel like as the game wore on, you got more comfortable shooting in this venue?
Yeah, I think the depth perception is a lot different than in our small little gym or any other gym we played in all year. I think a lot of our shooters adjusted, like Maceo. He was out there. He adjusted to it very quickly, I think.
Matthew, what went through your mind at halftime?
Well, going into halftime, I was just stressing to my fellow senior Bone and Santino that just go out in the second half and just have fun. Leave it all out there. Play like it's your last half ever. For me, it is. I don't know about for him. I'm sure he can go somewhere if he wanted to. But for me, that was my last half. So I just wanted to go out there and play hard and leave it all out there.
Anthony, tell me about the student section, the cheering section for you.
They've been great all year long. I don't think we'd be where we are without them. I mean, they go everywhere with us. I mean, they go hours away, come to watch our games. So.
Matt, you mentioned just going out and leaving it all out there. Like I said to Coach, you guys really played with them in the second, the whole time you guys were in there, you played with them. How does that make you feel knowing that that's, how you're going to end your careers playing with?
Yeah, I think we just got comfortable in the second half. In the first half jitters, we've seen it on TV in the stadium and everything, and walking in there and playing, it's just a completely different story. And I just think that, being a senior leader and leading these younger guys and showing them that, just never quit. Always leave everything out there, and I feel good about the way that I ended my season, and Bone and Santino ended it.
Any further questions? Coach, guys, thank y'all very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And the rest of the players are doing that home up as well.
I'll send it to you.
You guys can agree to.
Thank you. All right. Number 13, and you scored both number 1 and your So that's a family.
You special, man. All righty, ladies and gentlemen of the media, we have with us victorious head coach from James Monroe, Matt Savage. Players, Shad Savage, Eli Allen, and Cameron Hollis. Coach, congrats on the win. Just some thoughts and any questions.
Yes, my best thoughts are we had 6 goals coming into the tournaments, and we're on goal 4 that we just accomplished. So goal 5's next, and that's our focus right now. You got we had Madonna, and I had a lot of people asking about St. Joe's or Cameron, and just to be honest, we didn't care. We were focused on Madonna. That's all we were worried about, and so goal 4 is accomplished. So. We enjoyed it in the locker room, and then after that, it's time for goal 5, and we focus on that.
Questions?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start off, but you kind of killed on the boards early on. They have pretty big guys, so it's usually hard to kind of get that advantage. What were you seeing that you were kind of able to win that battle? Because that kind of got you off to a hot start.
I just knew I was a little bit quicker than him, just make him tired and just keep going at him, and I knew he'd end up wearing down and I'd be able to get position the rest of the game.
Man, I would assume somebody told you that, obviously you got a pretty balanced scoring team. These 2 guys score a lot of points. You get Cam and Colin scoring 10 of your first 14 points. You got to feel like it's going to be a good evening.
Oh, definitely. The first 5 we got there, it was nice to see those 2, Cam and Colin, step up, and then of course Josh came on him, ran a couple of his threes in. And that right there, it does wonders for a team when it's not just 2 players. You've got every player coming in to do their job and play their role. And a couple of their roles changed tonight in different aspects, and so that was nice to see each one of them step up.
Coach, after looking at the film of Madonna, would you have thought that they would go with the entire first quarter without a field goal?
No, I'll just be honest with you, no. You know, I thought we could push them a little bit. I thought we could push the pace, and I thought we did. And so I think the pace bothered them a little bit, just the pressure. They weren't able to get into their set offenses because all the film that we watched, they were big on half-court set offenses. And so I thought if we could pressure it and push the pace a little bit, that we could, you know, distract that a little bit. And I thought we did.
For any of the players, could you sense any of their guys getting a little frustrated in that first quarter? They kind of suggested, you know, they thought there was almost like a lid on the basket. Obviously, they only had 1 point, and, you know, this isn't the easiest place to shoot, but could you guys kind of sense a little bit of frustration on their side about the slow start?
Yeah, I mean, that was our whole goal when we went into it. That's what our defense is made from. We just pressure people and taking bad shots or, you know, forcing turnovers. So once we, you know, they weren't hitting their shots, and, you know, we just had to keep pushing the ball and keep putting pressure on them. So that was the main goal coming into it.
Eli, take us through the end of the third quarter where you got the steal and went for the layup.
Well, I think we went down, threw a pass, missed a wide open layup. So I was just read his eyes and threw up a lob. I stole it and shot a layup.
And just for my knowledge, I didn't think he's going to get it all 3 times, so I'll give him on that.
That was close.
Was it, I don't know how this question will go. Hey, Chad, you and Eli were both first team All-Stars last year. Without making it down here, did you feel it was important for both of you to come out and have a good showing your first night down here, because you guys were first team returning started or All-Stars who didn't play down here last year?
I mean, we worked really hard this offseason, the whole team, and I mean, it meant a lot just coming down here and getting a win here. So we knew we had to come down and put on a show. Really, because after not being here last year, really hard, so we knew we were going to come down here and
You got to come down here and try to prove something. I mean, last year's loss, going to states really hurt. You just come back this year trying to prove people wrong.
Along those lines, guys, how do you guard against being too excited? You know, as a number 1 seed, obviously you expect to do well here. I'm sure you expect to win today, but you don't want to get too tight before the game and kind of come out and maybe have the sort of start that they did.
I mean, Coach said it before the game. He said it's just another ball game. So that was our mindset coming into it. Just play another basketball game.
Stay loose. That's what he said. Stay loose. Play
You know,
loose.
here, let me interrupt you. These guys, you know, I've played sports all my life, and I was down here even for the tournament a couple of years when I was in high school. And this is my first group that I've ever coached that I try not to make them focus too much. and as a coach, it sounds strange to say, but this group, if they're a little loose and they're having fun and they're telling a few jokes here and there and picking on each other, they almost play better. And it's nice to see that out of a group, that they're able to have fun playing a game. Because, you know, we put a lot of pressure on games and sports, and to me, these guys, and not just these 3, our whole team, all 13 players, just they enjoy it. And it's nice to see young men just enjoying the game of basketball that we all love.
It's been 26 years since the programs have been down here. Usually don't see a team get down here for the first time and shoot 50% from the field, and, you know, hit a couple open layups. It's probably a little bit higher. So how are you guys kind of able to adjust to the venue? I saw you guys practice at Virginia Tech a couple of days ago. But again, most teams just don't get down here and shoot that well. So what was the secret sauce for you?
Well, me personally, I played a lot of AAU basketball, and you go to some of those courts and there's no walls. You got eight courts in the facility, so you kind of get used to not shooting behind walls to play AAU basketball.
Me, I just, you know, every goal's 10 foot, so that's how I look at it. That's just kind of how I shoot it. Every goal's 10 foot. So that's I just don't shoot anything away. I'm in the paint the whole time.
Matt, 30 years ago, there was a Peterstown team that got down here, and to my understanding, they were a favorite and got upset in the semifinal.
Appreciate you bringing that up.
But you know, Eli, your dad was on there, so I'm sure there were probably conversations about that going in. You know, are you able to kind of draw on that experience to help kind of keep this team focused? I know you say you don't try to focus in too much, but you know, that's something that you were aware of.
These guys will probably tell you it's been mentioned a few times this season. And so, yes, it is. And so, me as a coach, the difference is, I try not to live my dreams through them. I want these guys to create their own dreams. And so, yeah, I bring up the Peterstown team that, we probably should have won it, but we didn't. We brought up a few other instances, some from other teams that have been favored and not won. But when it comes down to it, I've told these boys all season long, from the first practice, to enjoy the journey. Because if someone walks up to you and says, here's a state tournament appearance for you and you didn't work for it, it doesn't mean anything. And so we've really tried to get these guys to focus on enjoying the journey and not the destination. And so win or lose the next game or the next, obviously our goal is a state championship, but win or lose, I just want these young men to be able to enjoy the journey that they had this year.
The county certainly showed up for you guys tonight. How much does that support mean to you guys, and how much does that help you out kind of going down the road?
You want to answer that one? I'll answer that to you.
It means a lot to the community, everybody being loving us and supporting us. A lot of businesses were closed, and that just means a lot because most of the county comes down and supports us. It's love being playing on a team like that.
Nothing better than a little small town all coming together. You got fans, you got students. I think we had to take 3 or 4 buses up here just to get all the students up here. It means a lot.
I was thinking us not being here in a while, but he said 26 years, they were really excited and they just wanted to come out and support.
And for my answer, I feel that I'm not taking, I coach volleyball at a 3A school at Greenberg East, and I'm not taking anything away from 4A or 3A or any of that, but I truly feel that in small towns it's different. It's not just the basketball team that is enjoying the journey. It's the community, it's the businesses, it's the students, it's the administration. You can go on down. And to me, it's awesome. It's my favorite part of it. And now I'm older, so I enjoy that stuff a little more. But to me, that's what it's about in Monroe County, is bringing people together. And so, as a coach, I love it. So there's nothing better.
Cameron, tell me about playing against some of the taller guys on Madonna. They had quite a few taller guys, and they play aggressive. Tell me about the rebounding effort tonight.
So like I said earlier, you just had to work hard. They were a little bit bigger, so I just had to make them tired and just work. I played against some big kids playing in AAU and playing in high schools. I had to step up sophomore year, not really bigger grew in myself then, so it's just come a long way, and I had to outwork them.
Any further questions? Coach, guys, thank you all very much. Congratulations.
Appreciate you all. Thank you.
When are we going to play again?
That's right.